Harold here, Harold's Adventures. Me and my son are gonna go for a camping trip for 3 days up the Denali Highway, up to Seattle Creek. We're gonna do some prospecting, we're gonna do some hiking, and show a little bit of Alaska to people. Stay tuned. Harold's Adventures here. We're out for another journey. We're gonna go up the highway, up Parks Highway a little bit, go check out some claims and do a little prospecting. All right, we're at the gas station and I went to go get my fishing license. Kyrus noticed that he didn't have his fishing license on him. Yep. He forgot it in our other Jeep, and so we're kind of waiting here until Mom shows up because she was bringing the kids down to the park. She's gonna meet us here at the gas station, which is like right across the street from there. We got these GoPros a little while ago. It seems like we have a dead battery here. I just opened up my new battery out of the case because I've only been using one battery, and it gives you 2 batteries when you buy the GoPro.
So GoPro, if you see this, I know we're not sponsored, but you need to ship us a new battery. This is BS.
Yeah, because that one won't even come on. We've charged it. We tried charging it. It won't even come on at all. Dead battery.
That's what I think about your batteries.
Well, Mom's pulling up now because Kyrus left his fishing license in my other Jeep.
Hi.
Hi. Kai left his fishing license. Yeah, the little turd.
Just dropped my
Here's
GoPro.
Your fishing license, Kai.
Darn it. Thanks.
All right, we got that. We're on our way. We're starting to head up the highway. About 175 to 200 miles up the highway here. Take a look at a claim and see if there's still snow up here. I'll show you guys part of Alaska here. About to come into Willow. This is one of my favorite gas stations up here. I used to work for this old man, Gene Newman. Here's his gas station. That's just such a cool place there. It's got a log cabin jail there. It's not used anymore, of course, but it's just for show. It's kind of cool. It was built a long time ago for like old miners that get in trouble or fight or whatever, you know. That was the jail here in Willow. There's definitely a lot of long, straight stretches here in Alaska. You literally drive for miles like this. All right, guys, we're coming up to Trapper Creek here. It's a little small town that I used to live in when we only had 4 children. We lived here, and it was pretty fun. It's a little town, a little ways past Willow. But here's the little gas station that we're gonna pull off to. All right, we're gonna stop and get some gas. We're gonna get back on the road. But I noticed across the parking lot here, we got the Alaska Vets MCs coming over here for a rally, which is pretty cool. We're gonna pull out of Trapper Creek here and get back on the highway. This is pretty much Trapper Creek. There's a few things down there and a few things down that way, but this is about it. It's about all there is at Trapper Creek. We're gonna get back on the highway here. Anyways, that was the big river, and Paul Craigness lives up there by Princess Lodge, and he's quite famous. He mined out in Petersville area for most of his life. He told me his story years ago that he started with his dad mining out there at Cache Creek when he was 12 years old, and that was in 1978. The year that I was born was when Paul Craigness started mining out there in Petersville out at Cache Creek area, and quite a legend. He's mined out quite a bit of gold out of there, and I want to be like him one day. So we pulled over to Troublesome Creek here. We're gonna go down and see if we can try to catch a few Dolly Varden. Me and my boy are walking down to Troublesome Creek. Show you guys what it looks like here. What a fun adventure. We're hiking back to the truck underneath the bridge here. Kai's right behind me. Across. Cars sound kind of weird going across the bridge there. Oh, those look like moose. We're gonna continue our journey up the highway here. All right, we're back at the truck. We're gonna get back on the highway, head up the road. We gotta stop at Hurricane Gulch up here, up the highway. It's a pretty cool place to stop and take a look. There's mountains all around you here in the state of Alaska. Don't matter where you go, what you do, you'll see a mountain. Yeah, if you own a Jeep, you gotta have an Alaskan window. Of course, all Jeeps in Alaska got a crack. So, sorry about the crack in the window, guys. We had to stop for a little break here. We're about 54 miles to Cantwell, and then we got a few more miles to Seattle Creek where we're gonna go. We had to pull over here for a minute. Kairos needed a sandwich to eat, and I got one too here down in the bag. Yep, there we go. We're gonna get back on the road here, let some traffic pass by, and have an easy trip up the road. All right, guys, we had to stop here at Hurricane Gulch. We're gonna take a look here. I've never actually stopped here and looked over the edge. I've passed by lots of times, but never really stopped here and took a look. So that's what we're gonna do.
Holy, you don't want to walk down that direction.
Holy cow, that's overhang right there.
That's God's history right there.
Yeah, I think it. Woo! Wow, there's Hurricane Gulch. Yeah, that's kind of death right there. You fall off of there, you're not coming back. Boy, that was cool. Seeing Hurricane Gulch is pretty deep down there. You could probably hurt yourself pretty good. We could truck through there and we could get down there. I know we could.
I'd actually say you'd be better off if you
go
just
down
hike
there
all the way that direction. To the
Yeah.
bottom, and it probably goes off that direction.
No, it looks like a Y's down there. Oh, it's
probably goes
beautiful
around
out
that
here. All right, we're gonna head back to the truck, continue our journey up the highway. Well, there's our conclusion of Hurricane Gulch. We're gonna cross the bridge now. There you go. Now we're heading back up the highway here. All right, guys, we're just pulling into Cantwell. We're gonna stop and fuel up before we get on the Denali Highway. Well, I guess this isn't a gas station anymore. All right, we're gonna go find a gas station. All right, we found the gas station. When I was last come up here, it was down there, but here's the gas station now. Right, Vitus. All right, we're gonna get gas and start heading up the Denali. All right, we have gotten gas. We're gonna get back on the highway here and head up Denali Highway. All right, we just found Denali Highway and we're heading out this highway to go find Seattle Creek. All right, guys, we're here at Seattle Creek. We just pulled up to our camping spot. Let's get out of the truck and take a look. Creek's down over there. That's where the creek is. This is camping spot, I think. I think we'll camp right here. Good spot to get some wood. Good spot to camp. All right. Got our tent set up. It's gonna be a nice spot, I think, for the night. Now I think it's time to go gather some wood for the fire pit. Let's go journey into the woods and get some wood. I've got my rifle. Oh!
What? Mud hole?
Well, I just stepped in a mud hole. That was quite interesting.
And you said my shoes are gonna get
I guess my shoes are the ones that are getting messed up today, not Kairos's. Oh man, I can feel it soaking into my sock. We're gonna go back here and gather some wood, I think. All right, we huffed a little wood out of the woods and build a fire here shortly. All right, got ourselves a little fire going on here. Little striker from the flint and steel. We'll light up your old man's beard. And we got a fire. Now we're gonna let some coals build up so we can make some dinner. Well, we got dinner done. We're having pork chops and rice. And let me tell you, it tastes pretty dang good. Kairos did a pretty good job. All right, we just got done eating dinner, which was great. Kairos did a great job. Now we're gonna let the fire die down a little bit. And we're gonna go for a little walk. See if we can go over there to the creek and see what it looks like. All right, me and Kai are gonna jam off down to the creek, check it out. So here we go, we're coming up to the creek now, I'll show you. That's the creek, and there's Cyrus up over there. I think we'll head up that way tomorrow. We're gonna take ourselves a little hike with some pans. We'll go up there and do some panning and see what happens here. It looks like it's got some pretty good embankment along the creek, and there's big cobble all through the banks on each side, it looks like. So we'll see how the banks look like further up creek. All right, well that was a pretty fun adventure. Now we're gonna go walk the trail back behind camp and see where that leads us, how far downstream it leads us, what it looks like down there. Water bottle. A good old faithful rifle with me. 7.62 by 3.9. You can see the creek, it's right down there. Our camp is right over there somewhere. Looks like it's been on fire. Look.
Oh wow, it has.
It's been on fire. That's crazy. It got so dry up here, the wood started catching fire. Better take that one back to the fire pit. We got a lovely view out here. It's almost 10 o'clock and it still ain't dark out. All right, well, I think we're gonna head back to camp and get beds ready and stuff and call ourselves a day for the day. All right, we got our beds made. We're gonna get some sleep here. Kai's over there, he's making his bed for another great adventure tomorrow. We're gonna go do some hiking. We gotta go figure out some GPS coordinates. We're gonna go find our spot and start digging around and see if we can find ourselves a little bit of gold tomorrow. We're gonna get some shut-eye and we'll see you guys in the morning. Morning, guys. I think we got a little bit of snow here this morning. We got a couple patches of snow last night. That was interesting. But we're awake and we're gonna make some breakfast here shortly and start our adventure for the day. Well, guys, it must have dropped down to at least 32 degrees last night for it to snow. So, and we are still getting a couple little snowflakes this morning. So we got some chilly temperatures this morning, but as soon as the sun pops out of that cloud, I think the temperature is going to come up here. It's not that bad. I mean, we survived. We're going to go for a hike today. I got ourselves a lovely fire going this morning. Kai's warming up. It's gonna be a wonderful day. It decided to hail on us a little bit, but that won't stop us. Now we're gonna eat some breakfast, drink some coffee, get ready for the day. So I got my coffee here. All right, time to clean out the pan. We got it nice and hot. We're gonna clean it up so we can make some breakfast. And the hail's really coming down now. It's May 23rd and it's hailing on the Denali Highway. Well, the hail stopped for us. Wasn't that long. Only lasted about 5 or 10 minutes, and then it's gone. No hail at all. It only lasts a few minutes. So breakfast is good this morning. My son made us some scrambled eggs, some cheese, and it tastes real good. Don't it, Kai?
Mm-hmm. Really good.
It's really good. Hey guys, we're going for a little adventure instead of hiking up the hill this morning. We're gonna wait for it to get a little bit warmer, but on our way we found, I think it's raining. We got this kind of storm coming down up there. Those clouds are really weird. I think you would destroy your truck if you drove 50 miles per hour down this road. That is the speed limit. Well, guys, we started headed back from the gas station. We ran down to the gas station for a minute. We started coming back, and this is the weather that we got. Looks like some rainy snow out. All right, so we've made it back to camp. We got some sunshine trying to peek through the clouds here. Now we're gonna eat some lunch. We got this can of smoked king salmon in a jar. We got some crackers to go with it. Yeah, we're gonna eat some lunch. So lunch was awesome. Now we're gonna go try to take one of these trails see if we can get down to the claim. We're gonna see how far we can get. The trail is so muddy that we decided to go off the trail. Just a little tundra. Now we're gonna go back down to camp since we couldn't make it all the way down the trail. It's pretty bad. We're gonna go back down to camp and we're gonna walk up the creek and do some prospecting with some pans. So we've made it back to camp. We're gonna hang out for a little bit, go for a journey. All right, we're gonna go head up the creek and check it out and do a little prospecting, see what we find. All right, so we're walking down the road here, coming up to Seattle Creek. We're gonna start walking upstream. See, this spot's got some decent sediment buildup. Looks like there's still quite a bit of snow next to the creek. Beautiful day though, for a nice hike. Oh, I think we're headed right up there. That's down in there. All right, well, we tried to dig a hole there and it's got permafrost still a lot of ice. So we're gonna move down here where there's some boulders, try under there. So let's try right here. Now we're gonna find out if we got a pan or not. That's about it. Well, there really wasn't that much in the pan to be excited about, so I'm not too sure if I'm gonna bring my dredge out here or not. I might for a little short trip, but I think I got another plan, a different adventure to take it to. Well, it started to hail on us out here, so I think we're gonna start adventuring back to camp. Gotta go down that way, see what happens here. We had a little bit of bear scat on the trail, so gotta be precautious out here. Don't ever want to go out without bear mace, a rifle, or a very large pistol. We made it back to camp. That was a pretty fun trip. Went up Seattle Creek, did a little bit of prospecting, a little hiking. Now the time to build a fire and start cooking some dinner here soon. Wanted to show you that the snow is coming our way. Ain't that cool? Sure you don't want to back up and go home there, Kai? I mean, we could stay in the snow. Don't matter. Or we can pack up and maybe hit the road.
I don't want to go home tonight though.
Yeah, I really don't want to go home tonight either. But we could move to a different spot down the highway a bit. Well, so we decided that we're gonna pack up camp because it's snowing, and we're gonna head on down the highway a little bit, back towards home, where maybe back into the valley where there's a little bit better weather, and spend the night there. And then we're gonna end up going home tomorrow. I had to check all the fluids in the truck, make sure everything's up to par, add a little bit of oil to it. It's all better now.
Good to go.
And so we're good to go. Well, eventually this summer, we will be back to Seattle Creek and possibly bring the dredge up here, take it up the creek and see what we can find this summer. We're gonna get back on the road and head down to a new spot to camp for the night. Check out this really cool view. No, actually, we're video recording the mountain scenery over there.
Okay, alright, enjoy, man.
I guess I had the video down when I said that to those guys. All right, we took a pit stop here on this river here. This is pretty cool. Got some swans. Hi. 2 swans right over there. That's cool. We've seen a couple swans. That's nice. I love Alaska. It's so natural, so peaceful out here. When nature calls, this is where we end up. Beautiful out here. I think that one's pretty cool. It's full of quartz. We'll take it and put it with our rock pile at home.
I got a good little funny joke. If the sun's out when we make it to our next camping spot and I'm making burgers, I'll be like, you know what they say? Sun's out, buns out.
Sun's out, we're gonna put some buns out. All right, we're gonna get back on the road here. And we're ready to go. Well, I think we're gonna take a little walk across this beaver dam. We got all these mountains around us. This is the Denali National Park mountain range here. This is the Talkeetna mountain range. Oh, that's a pretty cool one. Pretty cool rock. We're out here enjoying the day. All right, well, we're gonna move on down the road and see what else we can find. Might be the only real igloo standing in Alaska anymore, and it is not made of snow. All right, we're at the Pork House. I think that's Paul Cragness's truck right there. All right, I think we found a camping spot. We're gonna set up camp. Good camping spot, I think. There's 2 different fire pits. We got an area where we can set up a tent. A little breezy, but nothing we can't handle. We're gonna set up a tent. You can see up there in the tree, we got ourselves a little owl friend. Another great, wonderful fire by Harold's Adventures. All right, let that build up a little bit. I'm gonna start cooking some food. See? I always get the fire going. There's our honey butter getting it warmed up for our bread. We're gonna have some bread and some honey butter. Yum, yum. We're gonna cook some burgers too, but that honey butter and that bread is gonna be good. See that boiling in there. We're gonna go take a little walk to the bridge, Peters Creek. Let the fire die down a little bit. Not sure if it's the land or the tree for sale over here. We used to camp right over there, right on that sandbar. River's pretty high right now. If that ice wasn't there right there, we could probably make it down there. Peters Creek is a pretty big creek when the water's flowing. Here's the other side of the bridge.
Yeah, I caught my biggest
All
salmon
right.
here like 10 years ago.
Yep, my son caught his biggest salmon here 10 years ago, and I filleted him out right there down there at the creek. And we took him to the barbecuer and barbecued him up, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, and on top of that, I caught it on a trout pole.
You sure did. On a little small ugly stick.
Was bending.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. See our fire over there going. How much does that tree cost? I wouldn't buy it because it's cottonwood. Here's our camp. We're gonna get the pan out now and make some burgers. Just got done making me some bread over the coals with some honey. And let me tell you, it's super good. Some of the best bread I've ever eaten in my life. I think we got the fire about going again. And we're gonna get warmed up, hit the sack. It's getting a little late. All right, we're gonna get ready for bed here. Get in our sleeping bag. I'll lay down and get some shut-eye, I think.
All right, it's bright and early, and we're gonna get Kai up. Morning, Kai. All right, we're gonna get camp packed up, head on down the road, get home. Little sore today, sleeping on that ground in the tent. For some reason over here, made me a little sore this morning. My back's a little stiff. That was another great at Harold's Adventures. We started packing up. We're gonna head on back home today because we've been out for 3 days now. And so it's time to pack up and get our butts back to the house because I gotta go to work tomorrow. It's time to get out of here. I hope you guys enjoy watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. And if you want to see more of these videos, we tried to upload a video every Saturday. Please subscribe and hit that like button.